Hello, welcome to Radiant Resilience. I'm Torrey. Today's slow flow yoga class is going to work a little bit on shoulder strength and mobility. It's also going to work a little bit on hips and glute strength, as well as balance. And when I'm thinking about balance, it's more of like shifting your balance from foot to foot as a way of training ourselves to react quickly when we're moving about our daily lives to help us with fall prevention. So, reminder, keep yourself safe. Never do anything that's not feeling right on your body. Give yourself permission to switch it up, modify, or just skip it altogether. You're not going to need anything in particular. You can do pretty much everything we do without props. However, if you need a little extra padding under your knees, I suggest getting something for that. I use a little knee pad that I just get. They're really cheap for like gardening. And then they're easy to move in and out from underneath me. And then also, if you know you like to use your blocks for lunges, I'll demonstrate with the blocks. Of course, you can always do it without. All right, so we're going to get started. Go ahead and come down to the floor or your mat. And as you're setting stuff up, I always kind of structure my class so that you're sort of set up the same way as me. So when I'm giving the verbal cues, that's kind of how I'm visualizing you being set up this way, along with the camera. And then my verbal cues make a little bit more sense if that's helpful. As you come down, you can either have your legs long or you can have your legs bent with the feet on the floor, arms comfortably from your sides. Let's take a sigh and just kind of let everything go that's been happening before and everything that's going to be waiting for you after, and so that you're able to come into this moment, giving your full attention to the now. And then bring your attention to the sensation of your body connecting to the floor. Places where there feels like there's more heaviness or pressure. And then the spots that might be very light on the floor. And the places where there might even be space between you and the floor. And then begin to notice the sensation of your clothing touching your skin. And in the exposed areas of your skin, notice the sensation of air. Maybe it's neutral or cool or warm. And then bring the attention through to the breath, moving through your nose, in and out, and how the air feels cooler on your inhale and warmer on your exhale. And from the nose, feel the breath moving across the back of your throat and through your windpipe. And then follow it down into the torso, becoming aware of the movement of your body with each breath. And when you've finished this exhale, take one great big sigh. Inhale through the nose, relax it out through the mouth. And then if you are not already there, come into constructive rest pose, which is how I'm laying with the knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And we'll take two more sighs, low back and belly soften on the first one. And then the shoulders relax on the second one. And breathe in, and as you exhale, let your knees go to one side. Inhale up through center and over to the other side. So you're just going to keep going. Windshield wiper twist, a nice way to sort of wake things up gently and slowly. You're just moving through a range of motion that's feeling comfortable for you. And when you come into your next twist, stop there, take a big sigh. And then move through center and over to the other side and sigh again. Coming back into the middle, breathe in. On your exhale, hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a couple of breaths right here, hugging the knees in, giving your hips, your low back a chance to kind of soften into this position. And then either rocking side to side or making circles with your knees going in the same direction. And you may or may not find having your ankles crossed to feel more comfortable. You can sort of explore and see which way you prefer. And then if you're doing circles with your knees, go the other direction now. From there, come center, open knees apart, circle the knees around, and bring them back together. Moving into your hip joints. Now reverse, go the other direction. As the knees go into a wide position, hold them in that wide position, pulling them towards your shoulders. You can stay here with your shins where they are, or you can start to stack the feet over your knees so the shins point up, holding on anywhere from the knee to the foot. And then you might lengthen out your tailbone and give yourself another little rock. Good. Coming back to center, release, hands to the backs of the thighs, flex your feet, breathe in, exhale, lengthen legs up, inhale, bend. So we're just pumping the legs, straightening and bending, kind of stretching the hamstrings and getting the legs a little warmer. As you straighten the legs, push out through your heels. Good. Now, we're going to bend the knees, place your left foot on the floor, or you can have the left leg long with an active flexed foot. Then we're going to take the right leg back up to the ceiling, flexing the foot, breathe in, and as you exhale, point the toes and lift your head and shoulders. And then inhale, drop the head and flex the foot. So we're going to flow with that. Exhale, point and lift. Inhale, flex and lower. Couple more. All right, this is the last one like this, and then we're going to change it again. Now you're going to keep your head where it is and point and flex. So we're kind of threading or flossing the hamstrings and the sciatic nerve. Now we're going to make it more intense. So as you flex the foot, lift the head and shoulders. That's the longest stretch from the base of your foot, bottom of your foot, all the way along the back of your leg, back of your body, and up through the back of your neck to your head. Okay, now as you point, drop the head. As you flex, lift the head. Couple more. Point and drop, flex and lift, and again, point and flat drop, flex and lift, and just pause right there. Take one more breath, and then release. Knee to the chest for a hug. Set the right foot down, bring your left knee in. Same sequence on this side. So we're gonna lengthen the leg up. Oh, sorry, you can keep the right leg as it is, or you can lengthen out the right leg with a flexed foot. Okay, so we're gonna start. Point the toes, lift up, roll up. Flex the foot, drop down. Exhale, lift and point. Inhale, flex and lower. One more time. Now keep the head down, point and flex a few times. Okay, now we're going to go into the deepest one. Flex the foot, roll up. Point the toes and drop. Flex and lift, point and drop. Couple more. Flex and lift, point and drop. Last time. Flex and lift. Pause right there. Breathe. And release down. Bend the knee. Both knees. Oops, give your left knee a little hug first. Jumping ahead. And then both knees coming into your chest. Bring your hands to the backs of your thighs. Flex your feet. Now, instead of lengthening the legs straight up, we're going to lengthen the legs to a diagonal, but we're going to keep holding on to the backs of the legs. So the legs are going to act almost like a pulley to lift your head and shoulders up. So breathe in. As you exhale, push out through the heels. And as the legs go long, it just naturally pulls you up. And then inhale, come back. Exhale, roll and lengthen. Inhale, bend and lower. Couple more just like that. I always think these are kind of fun. And bend, and we'll do one more. Push out. And release down. Knees into your chest. Do another rock. And then center, feet on the floor, setting up for a bridge pose, arms down by your sides, palms turning up. The reason I have you turn your palms up every single time pretty much is so that it opens the front of your chest and shoulders to kind of counteract all of the forward reaching and rounding that we do just naturally throughout our days. So palms up, exhale. On your inhale, roll your way up into your bridge position. Maybe walk shoulder blades in. You might clasp your hands. Make sure that your tailbone is nice and long towards the knees. Breathe right here. Weight is even in your feet. Notice where you feel this, especially in your glutes, hamstrings, hips. Just notice where you're feeling this. We're going to change our bridge in just a moment, and I want you to be able to see the difference. All right, take another breath in, and as you exhale, roll your way down. Now you're going to walk your feet away from your hips and just come onto the heels. So the rest of the foot is lifted off the floor. Heels are down. Roll your way back up into this long bridge and just notice where you're feeling it now. And for me, this definitely intensifies the hamstring sensation. It might be different for you. And then take one more breath in. And then exhale, slowly release back down. Release the feet, walk the feet in closer to your hips again, and then cross your right ankle over the left thigh, flex your right foot for knee stability, and push the thigh open up by your hip crease. Release that press. The left foot can be down on the floor. You can set it on top of a block or bring the knee into your chest. Hands are strapped around the thigh, and then go side to side. Going to the left gives you more intensity, so go to where it feels right. Stop there and breathe. All right, releasing that side, right foot to the floor, left ankle to your right thigh. Flex the foot, press the thigh open up by your hip crease. Release that press, right foot on the floor, up on a block, or right knee comes in and rock side to side. And then going right gives you more intensity, so find where you're going to stop. Breathe right there. Good, and release. Both feet on the floor. Now we're going to do a version of the belly vacuum, and this is designed to work all the layers of your core. It massages your internal organs, and as we strengthen the core, it also helps support our lower back. So first, we're going to take our hands back up to the very tops of the thighs, just by the hip creases, and you're going to just gently press the thigh bones towards the feet. So you're not going to be really aggressive with this. We're just creating a little space through the spine, through the low back. So you don't want to overdo it, but just start to feel that lengthening sensation in your back. Nothing extreme. Now we're going to maintain that. Take a breath in and then force all of your air out. And then you're going to keep that empty lung and pull your belly button towards your spine and up towards the ribs, okay, while you're pressing your thighs. So we'll do that. Let's do it 4 times. Breathe in, all the air out. Pull the belly in. And then inhale. Big exhale. Navel in. Inhale. Full exhale. Navel in. Last time, breathe in. Out. Navel in. And then release. Take a big sigh. Knees into your chest, and we're going to rock side to side again. And then roll to your side to bring yourself upright. Oops, sorry. Roll to your side. I forgot something. We're just going to roll to your side and stay there. So take your bottom leg and make it long, and then top leg toes to the knee with your knee open. So if with the bottom leg long, it makes you work a little harder to stay balanced. If you feel like you're just falling all over the place, you can bend the bottom leg for stability. But try it with a long leg. And then we're going to close that top knee and open it back up, squeezing the glutes as you open the knee. So it's like a clamshell with just your top leg. Really working the glutes and your internal and external rotation of the hip as you're moving the knee. And I have a dance background, so it's like we're in a passe here on the side. Okay, the next time you bring your knee up, we're going to stay there and then lift your bottom leg up and lower. So you can just do the legs. If you want, you can also lift the upper body at the same time. And that gets a little bit more into your waist when you add the upper body. And we'll do a few more of these. Okay, the next time we lift, stay there, breathe. Good, and release down. Bend both knees, and then take your top leg long, flex your foot, toes are pointing straight ahead, lift the leg up, and bring it down. And then swing your leg forward, lift up and down. Swing the leg back, up and down, forward, up and down. And we're going to continue with this. Slow, controlled. If you go faster, you can kind of fling your leg up and use momentum. If you slow it down, then you can't really use momentum. Okay, and we'll do one more forward. And then as you bring that leg forward, go ahead and drop it down. Just let it rest on the bottom thigh. And then take your top arm and stretch it out behind you into a T position. Slide the other arm down to a T and take a sigh. Good. And then come on to your side again. Bend both knees, roll onto your back, do a little rocking side to side. And then we're going to go to the other side. Oops, I just lost my. So you're going to roll the other side. And we'll set up the same way. So the bottom arm supporting your head, bottom leg is long. Slide the top toes to the knee. And then we're going to close the knee and open the knee. And close and open and just continue. Really working on squeezing your glutes as you open the knee up. And you might notice that you're more wobbly on one side than the other. This side feels a little less stable for me. All right, as you bring the knee up, we're going to stay there and then lift the bottom leg up and lower it down. If you want, add the upper body, lifting and lowering. Whew. Feel your waist working as well as your legs. Okay, as you lift this next time, hold right there, breathe, and release. Both knees bent, and then straighten the bottom leg, toes are forward. Lift the leg up, knee point straight ahead and down. Sweep the leg forward, lift up and lower. Down, up, lower, forward, up, and down. Continue. Slow with control. Okay, one more in each direction. And up and lower. Then let your top leg just rest on your bottom leg. Reach your top arm up. Open it back behind you. Slide the other arm to a T. And take a big sigh. And then come back onto your side, bend both knees, and now we can press our way up into a seated position. And we're going to be working our shoulders a little bit and our arms. So make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. If you find that you tend to round here, if you just elevate your hips with a blanket or a pillow, that can be really helpful to help you sit up taller. All right, let's inhale, reach the arms up, interlace your fingers and press your palms up, coming into a shrug, and then drop your shoulders down. Now flip your palms to face your head, bend your elbows and pull the elbows side to side. And then come back to the center, bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, and then bring your arms right up next to the sides of your head. And now we're going to bend and straighten the arms. So this works into our triceps. Really push palms together as you bend and straighten. Ooh, I can feel this. And then as you straighten, bring your arms in front of you, elbows together, forearms together, open, squeeze shoulder blades, close, open, close. And you're not popping your rib cage forward, you're keeping your torso strong and just moving through the shoulders. Okay, now as you open, reach the arms out, palms down, breathe in, exhale, palms up, squeeze, try to kiss your elbows behind your back. Reach, pull, reach, pull. Okay, last one of these. Now you're going to turn so that your back of your hand comes to your back. If that's too much, you can do hands on hips. And when you have the back of your hands on your back, you can be up or down as high as you need to. And then we're going to bring the elbows forward and open them back and forward, back, forward. And this one feels very weird to my shoulders. It gets into places I never feel in any other position. So just be aware that you don't overdo anything. All right, good. And then release the arms. Now we're going to bring the arms in front of us. Turn your palms back or out so that your thumbs are pointing down, and then cross your wrists. From there, round yourself forward and just kind of move your hands side to side. It's kind of like an elephant trunk. And then come back up, straight spine. Now you're just going to flip it so the other wrist is on top. Round through your spine, do a little side to side action. Good. And then come back up, release the arms, lean onto your right hand. We're going to reach out beyond your right knee, reach out, breathe in, and as you exhale, pull the elbow back. Reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull. Last time, reach and pull. Good. Come up, lean onto the other hand, arm reaches over your left knee, reach out. Pull the elbow back. Reach, pull, reach. So not only are we working arm and shoulder, but with this reaching and pulling, we're also working the back in a diagonal from one shoulder to the opposite hip. Okay, last time. Pull and come up. Roll the shoulders back, fingertips to the floor. Push your fingertips down, squeeze your elbows and your shoulders towards each other, shoulder blades, and lift your heart up. And then release. Palms press down. Breathe in, exhale, chin comes down to your chest. Take a sigh. And then roll the head, ear to the shoulder, forward, other shoulder. Keep going. And as you go to one side, stop and sigh. And then move forward and to the other side, stop and sigh. And then head forward, chin to the chest, breathe in. Exhale, head comes up. We're going to keep our spine nice and long, just hinge at the hips as you come forward. Chin is tucked just a little bit. And then maybe walk your hands in the direction your front toes are pointing. And then go to the other side. Back to center. And come up. Switch the cross of your legs. Forward, hinging at the hips, spine is long, chin is tucked. And then walk your hands in the direction of your front toes. And then through center to the other side. Come center. And come up. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to come into table now. This is where you can pad your knees if you need to. We are going to be coming into lunges eventually. So if you want to have your blocks towards the front of your mat so that they're available when you need them, you can get that set up too. Breathe in, and as you exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch. Maybe close your eyes. And just notice as you're rounding through your spine, start with your hips and let the motion travel up your spine all the way to the neck and the head. And as you're doing this, notice, are there certain parts along that path that move easily, or parts that don't feel like they're moving? And just notice and see if you can smooth the breath out. And closing your eyes kind of helps you tune in a little bit more. All right, and then come into neutral spine. We're going to do a little push-ups. So you're going to keep your elbows pointing straight back, trying to squeeze them into your rib cage. Breathe in. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. So you don't have to bend the elbows a lot. It's more important to have the elbows pointing back. This little box push-up. And then we'll do one more of these if you're able to. And as you come up, bring your right leg up with a bent knee, toes pointing up, scoop the navel in and up, and we're just going to lift, lift, lift. Little tiny lift and lower. Okay, and then lengthen that leg out, toes tuck under on the floor, push back through the heel. If you'd like, you could bring the left knee up towards your chest. Left knee comes down, right knee comes down, same thing on the other side. Leg lifts, toes pointing up, lift and lower. Make sure you're not dipping your low back as you lift the leg. Okay, and then lengthen the leg out, toes tuck under on the floor, push back through the heel, maybe bring right knee up to the chest. And then we're going to bring both legs long, coming into plank. You can always go down to the knees. You could also go down to the elbows. Take 3 smooth breaths. Check in, your head isn't hanging. You're pressing it up so it's in line with your spine. And then we're going to come down to the floor, knees down, lower yourself down, release the toes. Tops of the feet push down, lengthen out your tailbone, scoop the navel, engage your glutes. Arms come down by your sides, palms face the floor. Lift the heart, lift the arms. Breathe. And then bring your arms straight out to the sides, and we're going to squeeze shoulder blades together and release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Last time, squeeze, hold right there. Hands on your forehead, relax down, take a big sigh. Hips wiggle side to side. Bend your knees, feet go side to side like windshield wipers. And then legs are long. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up into a table. Wag your hips side to side. Walk your hands forward. Puppy pose, heart melts, hips are up. Lift outside edges of the shoulder blades up, and you might come up onto your fingertips with your palms lifted. And then release hips back, coming into child's pose. Slide the arms down by your sides, take a sigh. Reach arms forward, coming back up. We're going to thread the right arm. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale it up. Thread it through. And up. And through. As you come onto your right shoulder, stretch your left arm forward, looking underneath your left arm towards the ceiling. Weight right now is even on your knees. Good. And then slide the left hand back to the floor in front of you. Press down. Inhale, reach right arm up. Exhale, hand to the floor. Other side. Inhale, stretch the arm up. Exhale, thread it through. And come up. And thread it through. 2 more, up. And through. Last time, up. Now this time, coming on to the left shoulder. Right arm stretches forward. Look under that arm towards the ceiling. Weight even in your knees. Breathe. And then bring your left hand or your right hand back to the floor in front of you. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, hand to the floor. So we're going to come into either puppy pose or down dog. And then we're going to flow in and out of a plank. So if you're coming into down dog, it might be your first one like me. Come into it, pedal feet a little bit. You can be back in puppy pose if you want. Take a deep breath in and out. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you both ways. So if you're going to do puppy pose, you're going to have your hands on your knees on the floor, hands are walked forward. So you're in a half plank. Breathe in, exhale, push your hips back and up. Inhale, come forward. So that's what you're doing in puppy pose if you don't want to be in a full plank. And then if you're in down dog, you're going to come forward, exhale back, and forward, and back. 2 more. Last time. And back. Good. Take a breath in, whether you're in puppy pose or down dog. And then come back to table. Walk your hands to the right. Shift your hips back and to the left into a little side child's pose. Drop your head. Breathe deeply into your left side. And come up. Walk hands to the left. Hips go back and to the right. Breathe into your right side. And then come back up and work your way into center. Take a breath in and out. Part of our yoga practice is to challenge ourselves, meet those challenges, and then come back to a calm, relaxed state, which helps train us to do that in everyday life. Meet challenges, meet stressors, deal with them, and then come back to a relaxed state. Okay, so we're going to work into our lunges. If you like to use blocks, you're going to use your blocks. Walk your blocks to the left. Bring your right foot forward. So as you're bringing your right foot forward, you're going to bring your hips forward and check that your knee is over your ankle. If it's over the toes, you might walk your toes forward just a little bit more. And then we're going to open the knee out to the right. Now, if you're up on blocks and you don't need them, you can be on your hands. You could do elbows on blocks, or you could come all the way down. And then bring that knee back in. Bring your right hand to the knee. It doesn't matter what height you're at. Lengthen as you twist. Good. And then come back up onto your hands, onto your blocks. We're going to frame the blocks with our hands or our blocks. And then walk your hands to your front knee. Heart lifts. Reach arms up. Bring hands back down. Now you're going to keep the back foot, top of the back foot is on the floor as you lift the knee up, straightening the leg. Just see what that feels like for you. It's a little different. And then bring the knee down, toes tuck under, lift the back knee up one more time. Okay, so you have the choice, dropping the back knee down and stepping back to table, or you might come into a plank. And then we'll drop knees down, hands on blocks, left foot comes forward. Find your lunge, hips come forward, knee over the ankle, and then open the knee out to the left. So go down as low as you want with this. And then bring the knee back in, left hand to the knee, lengthen through your spine as you do a little twist. Unwind, come back up, framing your foot with your hands or your blocks. Walk your hands to your front knee, shoulders drop down, maybe reach arms up. And then hands come back down, back of the foot, the top of the back of the foot stays down on the floor, straighten your back leg so the knee comes up. Really lengthen through your spine all the way through the top of your head. Release the knee down, toes tuck under, back knee lifts again. Breathe. Okay, we're going to move into a wide forward bend. So take your blocks with you if you're using them. Walk your hands to the right, facing the long edge of your mat. Turn your toes forward. Lift your heart up halfway. Breathe in. And then exhale. Fold all the way down. Big breath here. And then come back up to that halfway point. Bend your knees, turn your toes out, walk your hands up, goddess pose. Breathe right here. and straighten. Toes turn forward, adjust your foot width if you need to, and then we're going to turn right toes out, bend your right knee over the ankle, shooting down the center of your foot, arms come straight out, take a breath in and out. Breathe in, and as you exhale, come into your side angle pose. Shoot the arm up by the side of your ear, roll the shoulder open. And then move up through center and into a reverse warrior. Come back center, straighten your right leg, push the ball of the right foot down, tilt your hips, and release yourself into your triangle pose. Your bottom hand can float or it can rest lightly on your leg. It's just not going to press down strong because you don't want to push on your knee. You can also be up on a block. Okay, now bend the knee, ease your elbow back to your thigh, stretch the top arm up alongside your ear again, and then if you want that added challenge, stretch your bottom arm forward and breathe right there. And come back up. Excellent. Toes turn forward, other toes go out. Bend the knee, find your warrior two on this side. Breathe in and out. Inhale, exhale into your side angle pose, stretching through your whole right side of your body. Come up and into your reverse warrior. Arms back to a T position, straighten the left leg, ball of the left foot pushes down, tilt out through your hips, pivot the arms. Breathe here, lengthening through both sides of your waist as equally as you can. And then look down, bend the knee, elbow to the thigh. Other arm stretches again, and then maybe take your bottom arm and reach it forward. Power move. And then back up, warrior two. Straighten the leg, toes turn forward. So this is that point where I was talking about we were going to be shifting from foot to foot, challenging our balance. Keep your blocks kind of in front. Now, it's just like we're in a chair. We're coming into chair pose. Weight into your right foot, push into the heel as you push your hips back. And then you're going to push off and step it. So let's bring hands to the hips. Reach out and step it in. So we're challenging our balance. I'm a little off balance right now. And strengthening our leg. And when you think about it, if you do step on an uneven surface or something startles you or an animal like a dog jumps on you, pushes you off balance, this is one of the things you have to do. You have to step out and catch yourself. And then you want the strength to come back. Okay, we'll do one more. As you step out, hold that. Bring your left hand down to the floor or the block. Stretch your right arm up. Breathe right here. And then both hands back to your hips, push off. Let's not push off. Let's come to center. We're going to do the other side now. So push your weight into your left heel. Hips go back. And then we're going to push off and bring it in. Push off, bring it in. And maybe one side feels stronger or more stable. Or maybe you're one of those lucky, even people. We all have different stories. Our bodies have different stories, different activities, things they've gone through. So try not to judge it. Just notice. And then it gives you information on what to work on. Okay, the next time we step out, stay there. Right hand comes down. Left arm stretches up. Breathe. Both hands come back to your hips. Now we're going to push off your left leg and bring it back. Woo! Okay, from there, turn forward. So you're at the back of your mat, facing forward. Find your mountain pose. Big sigh. I don't know about you, but my heart rate got up a little bit when we were doing those. And then inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower down, fingers reach back. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Bring your arms down. Inhale up to toes. Exhale, lower. And roll up. Lower down. Third time, roll up, holding here. Breathing. Try to root the base of your big toe down to help your ankles stabilize. And then hands to the heart, heels down, take a side. Arms down, inhale, stretch them up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower down, fingers reach back. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, lower down to chair pose. Now we're going to be shifting again from foot to foot. So you're going to shift your weight onto your left foot. As you straighten, bring your right leg straight out to the side, toes point forward. And then we'll bend into chair pose. Other side, leg lifts to the straight out to the side. So we're working on balance, shifting weight from foot to foot. Leg strength, especially outer thigh, outer glute in this leg position. We'll do one more in this direction with each leg. Okay, last one. Now we're going to change it to reaching back. So you're going to reach the leg back and bend. So it's almost like a mini warrior three. Your chest leans forward a little bit so you don't feel like you're straining the back. Now, the next time you come up, we're going to stay there in our warrior three. And maybe just play with it. You can always let your toes touch the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, palms pointing down or forward. And then come back to chair. Other side. Toes are up or toes are touching. Breathe. Tempting to hold your breath in balanced poses. Make sure you're breathing. And then finally, back to chair. Woo! Inhale, stretch back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower down. And then we're going to inchworm our hands forward to plank or table. And then drop the knees. Now we're going to come back into puppy pose with a slight variation for shoulders. If you don't like it, go back to the original way. Stack your hands and then move into puppy pose. And then we're just going to kind of pulse the heart up and down and up, down. One more, up and down. And then come up, switch. So the other arm is on top. Same thing, just a few little pulses. Breathe in. Inhale. Last time. And then slide your way back to child's pose. Slide the arms down by your sides, palms up, shoulders relax. Big sigh. And then from there, roll your way up. Flip around. We're going to work down to the floor. Hands behind your knees. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, round your spine. One more. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, round. Roll your way all the way back. Knees to your chest. All right, we're going to do these little, and for lack of a better term, I call them book rocks. So you're going to take your right knee and open it out like you're opening a book up. And then when it can't go any further, you're going to continue and it'll take the left knee with it to your side. And then the left knee opens as far as it'll go and then it drags the right leg with it over to the other side. So the legs lead, and then the rest of the spine follows. So then it goes up the waist, chest, head goes last. So it's a rocking, it's a hip movement, and it's also a really gentle twist. So it's like your hips go first, and eventually it works up the spine and drags your head last. Let's go one more in each direction. Good. And then come back to center. Take a breath in, let it go. All right, set your left foot on the floor and then cross your right thigh all the way over your left thigh so that the thighs are right next to each other, and then bring your knees into your chest. Now I'm going to add some steps to this. If you come to your edge, you're just not going to add the next step. So this might be where you stay. If you're going further with it, flex your feet, slide your hands down to the feet or the ankles, and then move the feet away from the floor a bit and pull them towards your shoulders. And then the last thing you can do is you're kind of keeping your hips heavy on the floor, but you're just pulling the legs a little to the left. All right, go ahead and release that, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So cross your left thigh all the way over, bring the knees in, flex feet, slide hands down towards the feet or the ankles, move the feet a little away from the floor, pull them towards your shoulders, and then hips stay heavy, just move the legs a little to the right. It's not very much, it's just an inch or two, but you'll feel a little bit more through your left hip or leg. Good. And then go ahead, release one knee to the chest, other foot to the floor, or other leg is long, and take a sigh. And then we'll switch to the other leg and give yourself another sigh. And then both legs in. Give yourself another little rock or two. If there's one more pose that you're feeling like you want to do before you settle all the way down into Shavasana, go ahead and do that. When you are ready, make your way into your final relaxation pose. You can be lying flat on your back. You can be in constructive rest pose with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Maybe you want to be on your side or your belly, or maybe you want to be seated. So you decide where you're going to feel the most comfortable. And as you move into it, make all the adjustments that you need to be as comfortable as you can be in that position. From there, give yourself 2 sighs. And then let your breath flow in and out freely. Each inhale drawing in peace and calm, and each exhale washing away tension or stress. This is your time to recharge and your time to just be. Something we rarely give ourselves permission to do. Breathe into your belly. Let it go. Breathe in belly, low ribs. Let it go. Breathe in belly, ribs, upper chest. And let it go. And as you're ready, start to bring some movement into your body again. If you are still lying down, moving on to your side and sign when you get there. And then gently bring yourself into seated position, whatever's comfortable there. And once you've come there, we're going to come into the Padma Mudra, or the gesture of the lotus. So the heels of the hands stay together, tips of the pinkies, tips of the thumbs are together, and then the fingers are fanned out. And the lotus flower grows up out of the mud and muck and blooms out into the sunshine. And it promotes the balancing of our heart chakra, our heart energy center, helping us promote compassion towards ourselves and others, love and gratitude. And just think of that divine light at your heart center funneling out through your lotus and fanning and shining out into your face, bathing you with your own divine light. And then keeping the fingers splayed out, bring everything together center. So gesture of tapping into that divine light, fanning it out and shining it out into the world. By your presence, you bring brightness into the world. And one more sigh. And then bow your head and thank yourself for your practice today. And I thank you for letting me be a part of it. Namaste.